everybody, welcome back if so to another market update video here at Benefits Central. I'm Benjamin, and today Bitcoin in the S&P charts. But before I get right into the market, please leave a like, drop a comment, and if you can subscribe, I greatly appreciate it. Honestly, the market has been insane, everybody. I do apologize again for not being able to upload and put out content as much as I'd like to. Currently, right now, as most people do know, I'm located in Naples, Florida, and we did just get hit pretty hard with Hurricane Ian. So for the past several days, I haven't had access to really any kind of phone service, signal. Haven't been able to update too many people with what's going on in the market. So, but as of right now, we finally got a little bit of power going back on, and I have a little bit more stability and room to be consistent to show you guys what's going on. Of course, our portfolio isn't doing the best just because of what's been going on in the market, so let me just dive right in and show everyone. Obviously, we have plenty of events coming, as well as Shiba doing the game, Doge being backed by Elon, as well as trying to move from proof of work to proof of stake, Bitcoin following as well, trying to trend lower, and Shiba and Doge are doing their thing. XRP hopefully labeled as not a security with the SEC lawsuit, and that'll end up helping that out a lot. However, looking at the daily for Bitcoin, you can tell that we are just consolidating sideways realistically, hopefully possibly forming this W pattern here. If it doesn't end up forming, I will say that we will end up seeing some newer lows here soon, just because of what's been going on. After this consolidation, it looks like we can end up popping to the downside if we cannot continue to hold this. Do remember that the longer we stay in an area, the more likely it is that we end up falling. So Bitcoin is being a bit interesting, as well as obviously trending below its 200 moving average with our bearish cross as well. However, we have been trending consistently being oversold right above the 30. So I do anticipate, as well as us realistically, meaning the crypto market, forming weaker candles as we consolidate sideways. So it is very interesting. However, diving into the monthly, you can tell that we're still, since it is October 2nd, we still have trended below our 50 moving average for the monthly, excuse me, completely negating our RBI effect that we wanted to take into place. We got rejected off our 50 moving average, as well as Powell's news. That has been heavy, and the market has digested that fully, I believe, as we continue to process that data and information. However, looking at the S&P Bitcoin, you can tell that our new monthly just started. Like I said, today is the 2nd, and we are trying to get to see realistically momentum on where we will end up be hitting. But as of right now, realistically, a TP towards the upside would be our 50 moving average, which is around 22,000. However, if we end up getting rejected off of that again, then I would say that TP for sure is 17,500 once again, if we can break that 18,000 level. But other than that, realistically, the markets are just consolidating pretty slow, just consolidating sideways, just trending sideways, just because of what was said during Powell's meeting the last time he had spoke. We do have to wait until we get our CPI data reports for this month from last month's, and that will be interesting and should show us how the market is processing all of his data realistically. But however, jumping into Ethereum real quick, just to show you guys, today's video is a little bit more wonky, but that's fine. I will be back into our regular, consistent little regimens that we're in, or little routines that we get into. However, looking at Ethereum right here on the daily, you can tell that we are trending the exact same way as Bitcoin. It is trending a little bit more rough. It's trying to round this out, and honestly, it's looking like it's getting ready to dump, which I'm not too fond of. However, this is a descending channel that is starting to form, and usually these end up popping towards the upside. However, just because of the massive amounts of bearish energy and momentum, I do believe that we should end up revisiting our last lows at around 1,000, or even possibly seeing that 800, 700 for Ethereum. So do just be careful with trading anything realistically right now. I haven't been doing anything too crazy. Looking at the weekly for Ethereum, we do have this acorn that we formed right above our 200 moving average, which is beautiful, as long as we can, for this week, continue to trend to the upside. We did just start this week, as today is Sunday. As long as that isn't a pivot and a doji for us to form a GBI and push this lower, then this is looking great, honestly, and we're starting to form new highs, higher lows, I mean, and we should end up pinching and then forming this descending channel to end up popping and breaking us bullish momentum to the upside. hopefully crossing us bullish on that bullish cross right here from our 20 moving average and our 50 moving average. However, looking at the monthly, you'll see that we are forming an interesting pattern. I do see how this can form just because, well, at least for Ethereum, just because we are still trending above our 50 moving average. If you were to go and look at this realistically, we tried right here this month. We tried to get a bull 180, we failed. Then we got a doji and a continuation possibly to continue bullish momentum, spiked through our resistance. However, we got rejected right off of that. Came back down, found support on our 50 moving average, attempted to do an RBI. However, we lost momentum after Powell's meeting, and then now staying here. This still can go bullish. We still can have a great pivot to push us up right here, as long as we end up bouncing off our 50 moving average, finding support, and then creating this as a acorn, a bull 180, and then beating this one. That would also be another entry to continue up to the upside at around 2,500 for Ethereum. However, realistically, that's it for Ethereum. Diving into the S&P 500 just to show you guys what's been going on with that. We have been continuing to go to the downside as well as stocks, just because of Powell's meeting and information and data reports from last time. However, this descending channel has broke to the downside, and as well as our supports from last time. Remember that we did get rejected off the top of this descending channel, so we are really fighting for support as of right now, and we are extremely oversold. So honestly, the next support that we end up finding, if we can't bottom out right here, we did just break our last low. However, if we can't find some support right here and continue to the upside, we will end up seeing a new low, and most likely towards our support here. We are testing that support as of right now on the top of that W. We can end up testing the support. Right now, this was the last resistance that we turned into support. Now we're testing that same support as resistance realistically, before we end up either breaking to the downside or upside. So now we have this price tag right here to worry about if we continue, which is around 32.50 for the S&P 500 on the downside. However, looking at the weekly, we did just come in contact with our 200 moving average, so it just depends on how realistically we want to react to our indicators on the 200. But for Sunday right now, like I said, this week just started, so it is good that we already touched our 200 moving average. However, that is a little bit more intimidating, just because that means there's a lot more momentum to the downside, and it could push us further down into some lower lows, which isn't what we want to see. And then possibly closing below our 200 moving average could cause a way more bearish momentum, and could pull us technically way further, and that would complete this descending channel, making it a bearish descending channel. Obviously, it's a descending channel, it's bearish. However, these somewhat break to the bullish side, just because of the massive amounts of slow trendings of bearish momentum going to the downside. However, looking at the monthly just real quick for you guys, we did end up tapping that 50 moving average as well, or just about to, for the S&P 500. So this will be pretty interesting to see. The markets do end up opening at around 5 to 6 today on Sunday for the weeklies, dailies, and obviously the 4 hours and the hourly. But between 5 to 6 is when we will see that new daily and weekly pop up, and see what we will be reacting with this 50 and 200 moving average. But other than that, realistically, the market has been digesting data really interesting from our last time we spoke. But other than that, jumping into the dollar just briefly real quick, just to show you guys how much we are continuing to go. We did spike all the way to a 114 on our dollar index. However, almost $1.15. However, we did end up coming back down, which is what we wanted to see, down to 111, finally getting some rejection off of being overbought, and retesting that support level that we are currently at right now that was resistance before, hopefully turning it into support, and then continuing to the upside, which, like I said, with the dollar index, whatever the DXY does, if it goes up, crypto will go down, and if it goes up, then stocks will go down as well, and then vice versa. But realistically, that was just another market update video for you guys. I will catch you guys in the next one. If you guys need to stay updated with me on anything, I do have my social media platforms and a few other things that I'm trying to stay updated with you on. I do apologize for the lives and other inconsistencies that I've been showing. Again, I had a bit of an event here in Naples, Florida, as few as some other people down in Fort Myers, and realistically Florida, we just got hit with a hurricane, but I'm fine. A lot of people aren't. So do pray for them, do help out if you can. I'm going around helping and doing the best I can, but other than that, I will catch you guys in the next one. Ciao.